Hi guys, alright, so I wanted to record my experience with a DNC. Please keep in mind this is just my experience. Everyone's experience is a little bit different, or their doctor's office does something different, but this is just what I experienced. From what I understand, there's two different types. There's the one that's done in a doctor's office, and there's the one that's done in the hospital. Typically the ones that are done in the hospital, you are out, typically. My doctor, the first time she did it right there in the office for me, because I had already gone, it had been a whole week since we were told that my HGC levels, at that point we had thought were going down, but come to find out they were still going up, but nothing had developed. It was actually still measuring at only like 4 weeks pregnant, so we knew at that point that something was definitely wrong. It was a bladed ovum. But anyways, so that time it was we had a couple, I had taken the medication on the 13th. Well, actually, I was on the 14th. I took the medication. The medication didn't work, so I took it again. On the 17th, still didn't work. So on the 19th, we did a DNC because it just, like the doctor said, that was, at that point, she figured that might be the only way to get the pregnancy over with, and I could start healing. Now, what they do is you get a shot of something, I don't remember what it was. My first time I only got half a dose. The second time they actually gave me a full dose. It's supposed to help with cramping. Cramping, it hurts like heck when it goes in. Actually, I still have a bruise from it. She got it about an hour before. With my first one, I was able to stay right there in the doctor's office, actually in the procedure area. And I kind of, I was there. I was the only one there. This time they actually recommended me leaving because they had a couple of moms that were pregnant. So I didn't have to listen to the heartbeat, because my doctor didn't want that to upset me. So she said, go, come back, She said, just don't really eat too much of anything. I did eat because I was a little bit hungry. Because I hadn't eaten breakfast because I was in nervous wreck. And I hadn't eaten dinner the night before, so my husband figured it might be a better idea if I ate something. And I was hungry, so we ate a little. I think I ate a whole, 15 French fries. But anyways, so we then, you put your feet in the stirrups, and, you move down, you have your pants off. Sorry if people are kind of going, well, duh. But, yeah. My husband was able to sit right next to me. They required for him to sit because they didn't have a way to catch him if he should pass out. So we had to sit. And then they give you, I think it's 4 shots in your cervix. That helps it dilate. Hurts really. The whole thing, that hurts the most. Because it is like bee stings. And actually, with my first DNC, I asked her to tell me every time, because and the second time, one of the shots, she didn't tell me, and I jumped off the bed almost. Because it hurt that bad. So they did that, and that hurt. And then, of course, they take this little, plastic thing, and they go in and they scrape. But because she was able to know about where it was with my ultrasound, so she just kind of stuck to that little area. And she did it while having the nurse having the abdominal ultrasound. So she was sure that she actually got it, which was definitely a little weird. I've never had them do that. I've never heard of a doctor doing that, but she did that. So she got it. She knew she got it. the screen was not faced to me at all. I didn't want to see, didn't because my fear was at that second we'd find a heartbeat, and I did ask, if you see a heartbeat, would you stop? And she said, yeah, I would, so don't think. So I was definitely a little upset. But calm, because I trusted her. And then it's the vacuum. Now this thing is like the worst sounding machine in the world. To me it sounds like a snowblower. If you're from New England, you know exactly what a snowblower sounds like. It is the worst sound in the world. Now most doctors' offices will actually, put things over the machine so you don't see anything. But I asked if I could see, and she said, well, we don't want you to see the containers. And I said, can I just see the tube? And she was like, I said, because I just need to know that it's real. Because it's a completely out-of-body experience while you're going through it. Like, you're there, but you're not there, because you don't want to be there. So it was that I needed something that I could say, no, I really did. I really was pregnant. I really did. It's kind of like having the ultrasound picture. I did actually, in my other video, I got a hold of the doctor. She's going to go to the hospital, and she's going to get the one with the fetal pole, one of the pictures, because she said, I understand how important that is to you to have. She's like, that's not our practice if they think that's going to be a miscarriage. She's like, but Janet, she's like, she's like, we want this experience to be as easy as possible on you. So, because she's like, some people will obsess, and I said, I just need something to know that it was real. So anyways, so they clean you out, and they do, they kind of do some tests on it to make you do whatever. I want to say it's a biopsy that they do, an autopsy, whatever. So that's what they do. I try not to make this video forever. You don't have a lot of cramping that day. You feel pretty good. You take Tylenol or Advil or whatever the doctor tells you, obviously. And the next day I was pretty crampy. Second day, even more cramps. Third day was definitely, I had really bad cramps, but it was then passing clots, because my doctor, she had warned me about the clots again, saying, we didn't clean you out that well, so you're going to have clots. So I was completely prepared to have the clots again, which didn't bother me. I actually found it very comforting to know that everything was happening the same way it did the last time. Actually, now today, the bleeding is pretty much stopped. So it definitely, it's a very hard experience. Everyone's experience is different. Some people will say, oh, mine wasn't that bad. A D&C sucks, no matter what. So my heart does go out to any of you guys that have to watch this video. I would rather see this one has 0 views on it. But if you are going through it, you're not alone. It's a hard experience. But don't feel bad that you decided to do a D&C because you need to heal. That's why I did both of mine. I didn't wait to go naturally because I had that feeling that I need to heal. So if you are watching this because you did just suffer a miscarriage and have to have a D&C, my heart goes out to you. Trust me, I feel awful for you. It's an experience that I wish nobody ever had to go through. And just, don't give up hope. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.